Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to take a look at the Piper Aerostar 600 for a little bit of a second look. It's been updated. There's still no other liveries for the aircraft yet, but it does look like they did a couple little things, so let me jump inside. We'll take it for a quick test flight. I did fly it yesterday to try it out and see how it was. It does perform better, and we'll go over a couple of things in this video today about this aircraft. It's a pretty cool aircraft. They make it from A2A. A2A was a developer of the Piper 250 in 2020, which was a fantastic single-engine aircraft. I gotta import that to 2024 somehow, so I could show you that one. But this developer is probably one of the top ones for 2020, I would say, in single engine aircraft. Like, if you wanted the best, most realistic one at the time, that was probably the top one. Now, with all the sophistication, and now you have tie downs, standard, and all this other stuff. Also, there was lightning yesterday that I was filming in the sky in Microsoft, and it looks really amazing. Let me see if I can just show you some of that. Let's see. Weather is off. Sky. Rain. Thunder, lightning. Check this out. See if we can find some lightning. I wanted to show you guys lightning. Of course, it's actually a beautiful day in San Antonio today, which is crazy. Alright, it's a 100% chance of lightning, but there's nothing going on. I hear a storm up there. Maybe it's got to be darker outside. Oh, there it goes. See the lightning? You'll be able to see it in the clouds too. You see that lightning strike? You can actually see lightning striking. I'm just trying to show you, but of course now it's not going to let me. Well, anyway, it does usually show lightning. It's got to be darker. It was pretty cool. I saw the lightning storms are a lot better than they used to be. Let's go ahead and put it back on live weather and real time. It's actually, like I said, nice here. So let's jump inside the aircraft. I just wanted to show you the lightning is really good. If you have a chance, take a look at it yourself. I suggest going to a location that's actually having a storm, and it will be a little bit better. So the things I noticed about this aircraft here, I'm just going to show you underneath the wing. If you lift up, there's like these little markings that they put on, and that little antenna under there, right there, they put on a little bit of more features and more detail on the aircraft. It looks like, I don't know everything they did, but it definitely looks a lot better. If we jump inside too, you can notice a difference. The sound quality, you hear, a lot better than it was before. We'll go to the A2A flight. We're going to just disconnect the tie downs, the wheel chocks, and the brakes. Oh, actually, we need the brakes. Alright, turn that off. Battery on. Move this out of the way. Navigational light on. And then from a lot of videos that I saw, we're going to do both engines at the same time. You don't have to, you just do one at a time. I don't know if it will allow me to do that though with my setup. So, from what I was told, you put this up for 4 seconds and then back down, and that should start it. So let's go ahead and try to give it a shot here. I'll look at the engine. So you see what I did there? So I just put the mixture up and I brought it back down here. You can bring it in a little bit. The sound quality is a lot better as well. And it's very responsive to what you do, which is nice. The lighting looks a lot better too now. Let's go ahead and put the alternators on. And the beacon can come on. Pitot heat. I don't think we really need pitot heat, to be honest. The sound quality seems to be better, and I'll show you the lighting. So the lighting looks a lot better to me too at night here. So when you turn on the radios, you can actually see that as well. That is the red light, and that is the backlighting of the gadgets if you just want that. But to me, it looks a lot better than before, and it's actually working. To be honest, I'm not sure. Let's see, put the... Where's the avionics switch? There's an avionics switch somewhere. I just don't know where it is. I'm just using my mine here. I'm not sure. But you see the little light in there, and now that's a lot better than it was before. Take a look at the outside here. So to me, it looks a lot better, sounds a lot better. Inside's a little bit more quieter. It was super loud before. Now it seems to be a little bit more quieter, which is nice. Let's put the realistic time on and change the barometric pressure. So I like it so far. They're doing a little bit of work to it, you could tell. So far, I would definitely recommend it. It's not too bad so far. Now listen to the sounds. Watch the propellers too. I love the propellers. Watch when I slow down the engine here and speed up. Ready? You see? That looks really nice to me. Flight controls are free and clear. Let's go take it for a little ride here. And put the flap down. I gotta say, this is a really fun aircraft. I really love twin engine aircrafts. They're kind of really nice, especially when they're done properly. I think they're actually coming out with an F406 with any built soon, which I will be definitely taking a look at. And you hear this? When you slam on the brakes, you can actually hear the tires skidding. They had that in their original feature of this aircraft, and they put it back in this one, which is really nice to hear that they have that in there, that sound. So I think they worked on the sound. If I had to take a look, some detailing, a lot of different things they definitely worked on, including the autopilot was not working properly for the heading mode and stuff, and it seems to be working slightly better. I don't know if it's 100% done, but it's definitely better than it was. So a couple of little things I noticed taking a second look at this aircraft. Still a really cool aircraft to fly, and you got these overhead windows, so you can get some nice views. You got your temperature gauge, and if you scroll over anything, it will actually tell you exactly what it is. So if you're new to aviation, you can just well, I guess they do that in all planes now with the settings in Microsoft 2024. I know a lot of people that had trouble with 2024. I'm definitely frustrated with it too, but the developers that are creating these aircrafts are making it way better to fly. I'm enjoying it. I think it's going to get better and better as they fix it, and the more pressure the community puts on them, probably the better off it will be. I believe 2024 was supposed to be originally 2025. It just seems like they didn't do that great of a job getting it out correctly. They kind of forced it out, which a lot of people were super happy with 2020, so we could have kept flying on that, but as they were doing this one, they kept having more and more bugs in 2020, which is suspicious, you know? Alright, here we go. Airspeed is coming up here. Whoa, we're all over here. I'm just putting a little bit of rudder in there, right rudder. Airspeed's alive. And our pull back. We're up. Just wanted to show you that. So you go all the way up with the flap. Flaps up. And then once they're up, there's a gauge right there to show the flap setting. You can go ahead and put that back to neutral. And there you go. Sounds a lot better to me. Let's see what the... See, that's what the headphone's on. I tried to feather the prop and turn off one of the engines, and it did not want to feather. If anybody knows why, I put this all the way back, and it didn't want to work at all, so... I'll put the RPMs here. But it looks a lot nicer. Definitely a beautiful aircraft. I like it. Alright, let's try to land it. It seems to work better. Let me see. Let's just do a quick stall test here. I don't know if I ever stall tested this. I'm just going to leave the power like it is and... pulling back, and it went over. Had a little bit of glitch in there. That was weird. Gotta watch your airspeed. Pretty good so far. Can't complain about this plane too much. It's not bad at all. It did have some pitch control problems before. They seem to have that a little bit better than it was, which is not bad. It seems to be a little bit better in pitch control here. Uh-oh. There's a bus on the runway. But I like it. I think it's a pretty decent plane. Definitely recommend it. Not bad. It's definitely better than it was. Has a tendency to drop, you know? So you definitely have to be on point with it, you know? Put the flaps back up. It takes a little bit of time to brake too. I would definitely you have to get used to it for sure. It's nice though. Overall, I really like it. I like the feel. It's slower than it used to be on landing now, which is nice. I think that's probably more realistic, you know. Overall, it's a really good aircraft, man. I'm really looking forward to another update, but this update has definitely changed it tremendously. It's definitely good. It does also have working, okay, maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're working on that. I thought these aircrafts have, working, uses, but I guess not, because I just went over there. I believe their A2A Comanche did. The autopilot, we're gonna have to test that out. I'm pretty sure it works a lot better. I tested it yesterday. I did not test it with the navigational mode yet, though. But it worked when it first came out with that, so I'm pretty confident that it's still working, but we'll have to definitely take a look at it. Interior is basic. I wonder if they're gonna have any more variants of this aircraft. But overall, not bad. Let's go ahead and put the brake on here and shut it down. It's not a bad aircraft. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I think the lighting's good. I think everything else is good with it. It's definitely a really fun aircraft to cruise around. It has a really good range. Really, really good range. The only other thing I can say is Microsoft Flight Simulator is not logging hours with certain aircrafts. I've done probably over 400 hours, and I only have 173 showing. It seems to only be counting airlines, like when I fly the Phoenix. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. This is a beautiful plane to fly, though. Like, if you love twin-engine aircrafts and you want something simple, that's a lot of fun and more realistic than most, I think this is a pretty good option, you know? I'm kind of curious to see how it compares to the F406 from Any Built coming out, you know, because that is a Cessna, and Cessnas are pretty nice. This is more of like a, kind of like a niche market with this aircraft, because if you've never seen one of these, you probably don't know much about it, but they're really cool looking in person. I saw one of these in Florida before, and it's like it looks like a flying boat basically, but it's really interesting. And if I remember correctly, these engines are super close to this door, which is kind of terrifying because you're definitely going to have to turn off the engine. It's a relatively small cockpit too. Um, as you can see here, like, you do not want these engines running if you open this door. But that's the one thing that I saw in Florida that I was thinking, man, that would be crazy if you accidentally forgot the engines on. Well, I guess you would not because you would hear it, but still, being that close, getting out, kind of scary. Also, I don't know if there was any other. I think there's other features like that open, but as far as getting in and out of the aircraft, I think this is the only door to do that, which is kind of like, I don't think there's any other doors, right? It's kind of creepy, right? I mean, what if you're back here and that's the only door? Like, how the heck do you get out of this thing? Is any of these emergency windows or anything? Lights in there. I think the lights actually work with the battery on. Let's see. Well, I guess you can't see it until the nighttime. But it's a beautiful aircraft. I definitely recommend it. I mean, this one I like because it's so unique and so different, you know? You don't really see this kind of aircraft in the simulator. That's what I like it the most, I think. Probably it's becoming more and more of a favorite for me. But the Starship, oh man, the Starship is amazing. It just takes a lot for flight planning. This little machine here, the GNN 750, makes it a heck of a lot easier to fly these simple aircrafts. You know, the more technology, obviously, the easier it is. The Starship has the old school technology. It would be nice if they had a feature in the Starship where you can just switch to different avionics. But we'll see if they update that thing. And also, I'm looking forward to the Dukes being updated because they are a great twin engine aircraft as well to fly. But this one, you definitely have a lot more visibility, so it seems to be a lot funner because you can kind of see the weather conditions and everything. I'm curious to do some flights with this, but let me know what your thoughts are. And yeah, that is the Aerostar by A2A. Definitely recommend it. It makes 2024 a lot better of a simulator because the developers are doing a great job with their aircrafts. So, thanks for watching. Bye.